Hi there, I'm Deb Gemmell of Deb Gemmell Mods, and I just wanted to check in and see how everyone's doing and let you know what I'm doing. So I only have a couple finished objects. It's been a bit of a discouraging couple weeks, but I am spinning like a crazy person. I find it quite addictive, and I think I almost have a DK. I think it's light worsted, but that's my goal is a 2-ply DK, and I am getting closer. So this is my first handspun project. This is the Magic Symmetry scarf or shawl. You start at this end and you knit until you run out of yarn, which is what I did. I threw some alpaca that I had spun a little tiny bit of alpaca in there. And it makes a triangle shawl, not a boomerang, but a triangle shawl, which is wider than it is tall. And I'm really happy with it. This is earlier hand spun, so I made this on with a 6mm needle. So it's more or less knit with what I would call an Aran weight, and I haven't blocked it. So that's my next thing to do, and that'll kind of open it up a little bit, but it's cozy. And I'm really happy to have knit with some hand spun that I made. So this is a little thicker than what I can do now, but a little bit of improvement, I'm happy to say. So that's a finished object. The other finished object I have is the Coriolis socks from this book by Kat Bordy. And the Coriolis. There it is, Coriolis. So it has, can you see in the picture? It has a swirl that goes around in the pattern. Starts at this side of the sock, goes around, and then goes around the back of the foot, the leg, comes back out. And that worked out really well. I was really happy with it. This is windswept fiber and design from St. John's, Newfoundland, that I bought there when I was there. Souvenir yarn. So that's good. And then I thought, wouldn't it be great to have a second swirl? Because modification, right? Yeah, so there's the second swirl that I started after the heel. So this is, where are we here? This is the swirl, the first swirl there going here. And then when I got over to here, I started a second swirl. So I am really happy with 2 swirls. And these fit, but they're a little big. So I put a couple too many stitches in the foot. So they're a little big. And then I started a second one. And this is the Yarn Therapist. The Yarn Therapist. And you get a little bit of yarn to do the heel with, which is the gray. Comes with the sock yarn. But I started this, and then these have less stitches on them. This has my standard sort of 60 stitches, knit with a 2mm needle. And it's a real fight to get my foot in. So the foot fits. And because of the second swirl I put in, they're really tight to get right here, to get my foot in, to get my heel in is what it is. So I think these are getting ripped back. I also sort of forgot that I wanted to use this gray for the heel, and then I'll use a little bit for the cuff. So I'm going to take it back to the heel, back to here, and then when I start here, I'm going to, instead of using a knit in the front and the back, which is the increase that's on one side, and increase here, decrease here to get the swirl, I'm going to use a yarn over. And that'll give me a little more stretch right here, because there's enough room here. It's right here. So I'm going to use that for the leg, and I think they'll be easier to put on that way because the foot fits. The foot's the right size. So I'm going to try that. So this is one project that's going to be ripped back, and I'm going to use the gray for the heel and the heel turn and the heel, and then that will keep my stripes going too, like in the proper, because this sort of interrupts them. As you can see, I'll show you here. It interrupts the stripes right here. So that will fix that, but it means ripping back a fair amount. So that was a little discouraging because the other one worked. So that's one thing I have to do. And then the other thing is that I started the any gauge contiguous pullover. There it is, with this aspen leaf pattern that I got. Oops, can you see that? There it is. Aspen leaf pattern. Is it gonna be sharp enough? Anyway, you can sort of see the aspen leaves. I think, and this is in fingering, I think it's gonna be more drapier than I would like. I think if it's a big boxy sweater, I think I would like it to be a little stiffer. So I think this is also getting ripped back, and I think what I will do, I like the pattern, the leaves. I think what I will do is take this back. Right now it has 48 inches across for the body, which would be great. That's 7 inches of ease for me. But I think I'll take it back closer to my body and make it a vest. And I think I'll put a twisted rib pattern on the front and the back to keep myself amused while I knit it. And then I'll have a vest. And instead of steeking, I will put an edge on it, like a double knit edge on the edge of the armhole, and knit the front and then the back and then join it up again. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Another rip back. So I still would like to use this pattern. This is the pattern here. There. So it's done sort of in, this one was done in chunky weight yarn, and in chunky weight it has some stiffness to it, and I'm thinking I would still like that. So I have an array of colors for the aspen pattern. So here we are there. This is Lichen and Lace. The purple is Briggs and Little. So sports weight singles. So I have all these colors because I get a package every month of a different color of Lichen and Lace because I'm part of their rustic club. So these are all from that. And I think what I will do is pick a background color, likely navy, and then order the purple while I order that, and make like a autumn sort of colorway, that the first three colors, aspen leaves in autumn. And yeah, and this will be stiffer for that style of sweater, which I actually don't want really drapey. So that's another rip out pattern. It seems to be the way things are going for me lately. Try stuff and then not really working, and try again. And sometimes it just goes that way. So the other project I'm working on is a sports weight shawl by Natasha Hornbein. Moonstruck is her Ravelry name. And this is the Clint shawl, and it is big there. So I'm really happy with this. This is in sports weight. Again, a combination of Lichen and Lace hand dyes and Briggs & Little sports weight. The gray is sports weight. Briggs & Little. Anyway, so lots of fun. This was fun. It has a tiny bit of lots of spread, but then it has a tiny bit of mosaic. The blue is mosaic there, and then the stars in the middle, like a quilt, are all done by squares where you change colors in the middle of the square. They're like diamonds, really, where you change colors and that makes the triangles. So this was, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. And right now what I am on is the bottom edge. So I was supposed to do several stripes here, but I am down to like little tiny balls of the gold and the blue. And I didn't want to break into another 50-gram skein because I'm going to use it over here. So I'm doing the bottom in gray also because I have a lot of it. So that's a sawtooth edge, and I'm barely past the center. This is the center. I'm barely past the center. So I have still a long way to go to the end. So lots of small row sawtooth edgings to make. And I'm doing that in front of the TV. So that's my TV knitting, and I am getting along. And just because things have not been working out, I haven't started something new, which I think I need to do. So I would like to make a hemp summer top. A circular yoke is what I would like to make. And what I have here is Hemp for Knitting 100% DK hemp, and it's in a raspberry color, which will be nice for summer. I'm going to do a circular yoke with short sleeves out of my own Cabin Fever Need a Circular Yoke book, which I will show you next time when I get started. What I'm doing now, though, and I'm open to suggestions, is I find hemp quite difficult to knit with. I find plant fibers altogether difficult to knit with. Because I'm a loose knitter, I don't know if that makes a difference, but it's a struggle. So this is the skein, and then this one I looked up and people said to soak it in warm water and maybe a little soap and see if you can soften it up. And then I sort of roughed it up a little bit in the water, and I can see a little bit of difference. This is the original, this is washed. A little bit of difference, but I think I need to do it a couple more times. I just find I find plant fibers difficult, and I would really like to use this. So I think I'm going to wash it again. If you have any ideas, I'm open to suggestions, because I would really like to do this. And then it says to use, where's my tag? A 3 and 3, I lost it. It says to use a 3.75 needle. Now, because I'm a continental knitter and really loose with it, I first of all can't use a 3.75. It would be way too holy for me. So I think I'm going to try a 3 1/4. After I wash, oh, here it is. I'm going to wash this one more time. 3.75 millimeter needle, US 5, to get 22 stitches. Now I have tried that and I'm not even close to 22 stitches. So I think I will go down to a 3 1/4 after I wash this one more time and see if it makes more of a difference. And then, I don't know, 3 1/4 or 3, give it a shot. Again, I'm going to give it a shot and see if I can get a fabric that I like. And then I can go to the book, because the book is all broken down to different gauges. So then you just follow along for your own gauge. So I'll see if I can get anywhere close. It is softer, like it is softer. I'm just going to do it one more time. Just trying one skein to see if it makes any difference. And if it does, then I'll do several skeins and keep going. Yeah, so I've tied it up a couple more places, tied in 3 places. It doesn't felt together at all. So I think I'm fine for not tying it in 2 places. It's tied there. Alana ties it there, and then I've tied it 2 more places. So I think I'm going to do it again. I don't know if lukewarm water, could I go a little hotter? Should I get it out and whack it around a little bit? I'm not quite sure. Anyway, I'm going to stick it in the sink again and see. I put it in with like soak, which has lanolin in it, and I don't think the lanolin makes any difference at all. So maybe the soap doesn't help. Maybe it's just the water. Although I could put a little dish soap in. Because if you took your garment when you're finished and put it in the washing machine, there's some detergent going on. So maybe that would have help if I just put some dish soap in, and then I can rinse it really well, because this isn't going to felt. Like it's plant fibers. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to try this week. And then I'm going to cast on once I have a swatch that I think is fairly reliable, and then I will cast on and I'll show you the book and what I'm going to do. But I'm in southern Ontario. It's getting a little warmer. It's still quite cool here. Hence I have a sweater on. So we still got a ways to go before it's warmer, and I think I have time to knit myself a little circular yoke, short-sleeved top. The other one, the Aspen one, I might wait on that and see. I don't know. I also got a cards from Waxwing. So Waxwing, which is a singles wool fingering weight, and you can see all the colors. So I ordered these because I really like the wool. Fingering, again, anything I knit is going to take forever again. And then she has a worsted now too. So that's a new product. And that's a 2-ply. I think it's 2-ply, yes. And then this is a singles fingering. Makes a really nice sweater. So I want to knit my daughter-in-law a sweater, so I had her pick 4 colors. And I'm debating, and it's a fingering weight sweater. It will take me all summer to knit this. She wants a big, contiguous, big sweater. So I'm going to do that. She picked 4 colors. So I'm either going to do 2 round stripes of each of the 4 colors, or hold 2 strands together. I think I want to do 2 rounds of each of the 4 colors in stripes. So I think I'm going to do it helically and do a steek again. And that means if I'm like, she's picked pretty much neutral, so this natural white, a mustard, an ecru, I think it's this one, an ecru, and a navy. that's the other one, wherever the navy is that navy? Oh, navy. So what you're going to see is the navy stripes. So what I will do then is, say I'm starting here with the helical, I would do this color followed by the same color behind it. And then I would start the second color with a second ball behind it. So then as I'm going around in the helical, because this whole pullover is in the round, if I steek it, which I'm going to do, I will get 2 rounds of the same color, and then it will switch to the next color, and I'm going to do the ecru and then the mustard, no, the white, the natural white, the mustard, the ecru, and then the navy. Yeah, something like that. So that'll take me all summer because it's a fingering weight, unless I decide to do 2 strands. The 2 strands together are pretty nice. That would be the other way to do it. Would be like that. Can you see that if I do it like this? Better. There we go. There. That's the 2 strands together, which might be an idea. Anyway, something to play with. So I ordered these because I can't pick colors for other people, and she's got blondish hair, blue eyes, which is pretty far from my coloring. So she picked these colors, and I had her try on one of my sweaters and said, is this the width you want? Is this how big you want it? So I have a better idea. And doing the contiguous means I don't have to fit this sweater to her. It's a big boxy sweater, which is perfect. And that'll be some summer knitting for me. So I'm not in a hurry. There's a festival near me, the Fergus Fiber Festival, on the 23rd of May. And I am assuming that, what's her name? Christine, I think. Christine will be there because she's local also. So I will be able to get some help from her and make a decision and get these colors from her. So I'm not even starting until the end of the month, but that's good. I have my my hemp to play with. Thanks, Lana. And I am debating about starting this. This. I don't know. This could be fun. This could be fun. These are all 50-gram balls. Yeah. And this is the color wheel, right? Yellow, orange, red, purple, blue, green. So the other color I might pick up is like a fatigue green, like a, not olive green, but a bluer shade. That would be the last color, I think. And then the next color would be lime if I got that far. But I think I'm good. I think I'm good with these, and to knit myself a sweater. So we'll see. We'll see. That would give me a colorwork sweater, a hemp sweater, and a fingering big sweater that's in stocking stitch. So that would keep me pretty solid through the summer. We'll see. We'll see how far I get. It's been a discouraging couple weeks because things haven't been working out like I thought they would. And but I think I'm over it now. Yeah. So still spinning. I don't know. You can see my wheel is over there, and that's some more spinning up there. And I'm going to Wellington Fibers this afternoon, which is also local to me. And she has a mill, and she does wool mohair blends, but you can buy a 250-gram carded box of mystery fiber. So I have been spinning quite a bit of the mystery fiber. Mostly I stick with the blues, and I'm ready for another box. So there should be some mohair in it, and who knows what else, but 250 grams gets you a very good bit of practice, and I'm trying to get finer and finer so that I can get a true DK. And I need one of those little gadgets that gives you the inch. I've tried it on a ruler, and I think I'm close. I think this is BFL. I think I'm closer to a light worsted. And I have 200 grams of it. Well, I started with 200 grams of fiber. So I'm probably close to 200 grams of this. So I have these two that I've plied. Doesn't that have a lovely shine? I have these two that I applied and washed, and then I have those two more skeins over there that I've washed and haven't skeined up. That also 2-ply. So I have to say, I love plying. It's lots of fun. But anyway, I think, yes. So at this festival, there will be spinners there. So I think I might be able to pick up one of those little rulers that I can check my wraps per inch more accurately than I have been able to here. So this is another bit I did, and this is a little thicker, and this is Rideau Arcot, I think. Anyway, I belong to the, I had a card here it is. I belong to the Longway Homestead breed study. So every month I get 100 grams of a new breed, which I haven't used before, and that's just something to keep my practice up, that I try something new. And this BFL I got in a spinning class I'm taking now. I have one more week left, and we were given 200 grams. So it's interesting. The browns I've had one white, which was in this shawl. One white, this is Ile-de-France. One white fiber bundle. And then I've had, I think this is my third brown. I'm looking forward to another white. I would really like another white fleece to work on. But the browns are interesting because they can be so different. So lots of gray in this brown, and very brown, shiny, lots of luster on this BFL, which is very nice. And it's soft. I'm liking it. I don't know what to knit with my hand spun yet, so I just keep spinning until I kind of get it figured out. Meanwhile, I am going to rip my sock back, rip, and I am gonna rip this back, I'm pretty sure, rip this back and start a vest and finish the sawtooth on my Clint shawl. So I have enough to be going on with, obviously. So I hope things are maybe going a little better than they have been for me the last couple weeks. But I'm looking forward and trying the hemp, which I'm kind of excited about, just to give it a shot. And the gauge doesn't matter on the hemp. Like, I just have to get something that I'm happy knitting with, and it'll make a summer top. Yeah, so I'll talk more about the book next time, and I will be continuing to knit my socks and continuing to spin. We'll see how it goes. So I hope things are good with you, and we will see you next time. Bye for now.